And good morning. Welcome to the Dave Fox Home Remodeling Show. I'm Gary Demas and really glad to have all of you tuned in this morning. And this is, we've been doing this, Jamie, over 8 years, right?
That's right. We're wrapping up our 8th season here.
Yeah. So I've got Jamie Broslavsky with me, and she is our marketing director. And Jamie, we've had quite an interesting year. We're getting to the close of 2020, right? And
Thank goodness.
Do you think like 99% of the population is ready for this year to be over?
I think 99.999. Yeah, I don't know who wouldn't be ready for this to be over.
Yeah, no kidding. So it's been really an interesting year, and we've been very fortunate as a company, haven't we? I mean, if you think of restaurants and sports venues and hotel industry, airline industry, there's so many industries that have been hit really hard, and we've really been fortunate to be in the remodeling business.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's really been devastating for a lot of businesses, and
yeah,
we lucked out in a way.
It gave us a slowdown for a while till we got used to the new protocols and stuff, but you know, our team is really able to kind of go on the fly and get things done, and so we got that all figured out, and our production team is up to full steam ahead now, which is good. And we do appreciate all of our customers and clients in the Columbus area, you know, who have chosen us to do remodeling in their homes and have trusted us with not only doing a great job of remodeling and design, but also of being safe and being very considerate of how they feel about COVID. And it's interesting how so many people have different opinions of it, and some are not that concerned, others are extremely concerned, and our job is to make sure that our clients are comfortable, no matter what they feel. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay, so today we have an interesting topic, and this topic is CotYs, what does CotY stand for, Jamie?
So CotY stands for the Contractor of the Year
Award, yeah.
And
Contractor of the Year.
So Contractor of the Year. Mm-hmm. They're an awards brought to us by NARI, the National Association for the Remodeling Industry. And there's a local chapter entry, and then there's also a regional and a national entry that you can do. And it's interesting because the title, Contractor of the Year, makes it sound like there should be one winner. But there's actually 26 different categories that you can enter your projects for within that Contractor of the Year title.
Yeah. I like to say that we've been the consecutive winner of the Contractor of the Year award for over 30 years in Columbus.
That's right.
And I just leave it at that because then people can think, oh, there is only one award and they won it every single year. Isn't that cool?
That's good, Gary. That's a marketing tactic.
That's a marketing
wording
tactic.
It like that.
Yeah, that's right. But no, yeah, like you mentioned, there's 27 or 20 some entries, and many companies in the Central Ohio area, you know, enter projects for this prestigious award. And NARI, being the National Association of the Remodeling Industry, it's a great association. They've been around since the early 80s or late 70s, I don't know, for quite some time. And
yeah.
It's a great nationwide organization. And so to win a local award is nice. A regional award would be several states, and the competition is incredible there. And then if you're fortunate enough to win a national award, that's amazing, because here's every remodeling company that has submitted projects across the entire nation for just these 20-some categories. So imagine how many entries there would be, like in the kitchen, from whatever it is, 50 to 100 or 100 to 150 or whatever the categories are.
Yeah, I mean, all of it's really interesting and kind of cool. The way it's broken down is within those 26 categories, you know, there's kitchens, bathrooms, basements, et cetera. And then even within that, there's price ranges. And you have to submit your project of kind of what that project costs, and you have to include everything that you see in it, so to speak. And it's really interesting to not only see what the different contractors enter, but our chapter here, our local chapter of NARI, is very strong. We have one of the strongest NARI chapters in the country, and it makes it very competitive and very exciting. And, you know, everybody puts their best foot forward and spends a lot of time and effort on these entries and just pulling the projects together. It's a tremendous amount of work to get them even submitted.
Yeah, and that's what you do for our company. We appreciate that, Jamie. So you did 7 of these, right, this year? 7 projects?
Yeah, we entered 7 this year. And basically how it works is you get up to 30 pages to kind of present your project and tell everything about it and the ins and outs of it, what made it spectacular, the challenges, things like that.
And there's often so many interesting stories that go along with the remodeling project, aren't there? I mean, they're just family situations or whatever it is that finally caused that client to take the initiative, you know, to call a remodeling company. And their homes are so different, and the challenges in each project can vary so much. And that's really,
you know, you hear the saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words, and in remodeling, a picture's worth 10,000 hours. You know, you don't know what goes into that final product without the full story.
Yeah, and that story is really, it can influence the judges when they view these projects. Obviously, the design is really crucial. If you run into special challenges and how you overcame those challenges is really important. It could be structural issues. It could be floor plan layouts. Maybe you've got a really teeny tiny Clintonville home and a bathroom that's almost impossible to do anything with, and you come up with a clever way of redesigning it. You know, that plays into the award, as well as quality of the finishes, the quality of the project, and then, as you mentioned, the different price ranges. So you can sometimes you can pull off a stunning project and have it be in the lower price range just from really good design.
Yeah.
Other times you get really involved, and we're fortunate enough to win 4 of the 7 awards that we entered, and that's really great because the competition is really amazing. I mean, it's amazing what the Central Ohio remodeling companies are pulling off, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's so fun to see. I mean, especially when you don't know what else you're up against, and to kind of see even the ones that beat us out, you're like, oh my gosh, that's incredible, you know? Like, shucks, but wow.
Sometimes we'll have a project that we think, oh my gosh, this is an award winner for sure. And then we see the one that won, and sometimes we think, wow, that really was great. And other times we think, I'm not so sure that's what was better than the one we submitted.
Yeah. I always say, wow, there must have been a really good story behind that one.
Oh, that could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So it is really fun. And really, every year, that's a big gala for NARI. I mean, they put on a big gala, and there's probably, 200 people that go to that or so?
Yeah, I think they usually plan for 200 to 300 people.
Yeah.
I was on the committee for the planning of it one year, and it's a lot that goes into it.
And it's always done around Christmas time, and it's really a great event. And this year was a different story, wasn't it? It was a Zoom meeting, the first time we've ever done that. Had a few technical glitches, and
that was a really interesting attempt. We had 2 Zooms going on because we are the Dave Fox employees, kind of had our Dave Fox Zoom watch party so that we could all watch it together separately. And then we had the actual Zoom of the event. So it was really hard to navigate the 2 different sounds and voices on the 2 different things, but it was fun.
That was challenging, but it was really fun just to kind of have our own little group, and we could chit chat and not worry about being in a big auditorium and then bothering somebody else. And then we could watch the official Zoom presentation from NARI and see the different projects. And they had short little video clips of all the winners. It was pretty less involved than our normal show that we've had in the past years. But at least we pulled it off. We were able to win 4 awards. We're really fortunate for that. So we're going to get right into those awards and talk about those in depth, Jamie. And we're going to go through those 4 and let our listeners know what we won. So we will be right back. And welcome back to the Dave Fox Home Remodeling Show. I'm Gary Demas, and Jamie Brodslavsky's here. And we are talking about the CotY Awards, the Contractor of the Year Award. And this is presented by NARI, the National Association of the Remodeling Industry. It's a nationwide association, and they have a great chapter here in the Columbus area. And Jamie, you've been to a number of their meetings, haven't you? Chapter meetings?
Yeah, absolutely. They usually happen once a month. I haven't gone to any this year, though.
Yeah.
It's been a little sad.
Are they Zooming any of those or not?
No, they were doing them actually in person and just, doing them socially distanced and trying to be outside when possible and things like that. But I think now with how heavy things have gotten, they've kind of pulled back a little bit.
Sure. Okay, so it's a great organization, and I forgot to, in our first segment, really kind of introduce our company, how you can get hold of us. It is Dave Fox Design Build Remodelers here in Columbus. We've been in business here, over 38 years, right, Jamie?
That's right.
And have loved working in the Columbus area. We have a great design studio, and it's on 3505 West Dublin Granville Road. And if you're familiar with where Whole Foods is, off of 161 Dublin Granville Road, we're kind of catty corner across the street from there. It's a great spot. We've been there 5 years now, 5+ years. Mm-hmm. And just have a great space there for our clients to come in and work with our interior designers with selections. We've got a really well-furnished showroom. As a matter of fact, it's a national award-winning showroom. So we're proud of that.
Speaking of CotY's.
Yeah. And we didn't brag about that locally, right? We just got our national award and didn't really make a big hoopla about it here.
Yeah, we didn't enter it for our local Contractor of the Year, but we did enter it for a national, and we're very honored with that win.
Yeah. Again, that's with the NARI, National Association of the Remodeling Industry. You can always reach us by email if you have any questions or comments, or maybe you've got an idea of a topic for a future show. You can email info@davefox.com. We would love to respond to you. We get interesting questions and comments from listeners. And always love to be stopped at a gas station when they see my vehicle, or a number of us, and say, "Hey, we really enjoy the radio show," or just people will do a little chit chatting. Has anyone ever done that with you, Jamie, when you stopped at a gas station or any place?
Yeah, I often get people think I must be Dave Fox's daughter.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, I get that all the time.
Yeah, and any of the guys driving our truck, people think that's Dave Fox.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing how many calls that people tell us they live next door to Dave Fox.
Yeah. So there's a lot of Dave Foxes in the Columbus area. But anyhow, info@davefox.com. Our website is davefox.com. Really easy to find. Okay. So, Jamie, we're going to get back into our awards. And these are the CotY Awards, the Contractor of the Year Award, which we've been fortunate enough to win at least one every single year that we first started entering, which was over 30 years ago.
That's correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
no pressure for me there.
For you, right? So Jamie is, my gosh, right on the edge of her seat and nervous during these, because she's put all this effort into these awards and entered them and gotten photographs taken and have written the narrative for these projects. So since we have a consecutive line of constant winning, then Jamie's on the spot. Man, if we didn't win one in a year, what would you do?
I have no idea, Gary. I don't want to think about it.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. So we got to just keep trying
every
hard.
year. Yeah.
But let's get into the projects, Jamie. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with the bathrooms.
Okay.
So we won 2 bathrooms, the 2 bathrooms that we entered. We won both of them, which was really exciting. And I'm going to share my screen here, so those of you watching on YouTube will get to kind of look with us. And then I'll explain them for those of you watching or just listening over the radio. Mm-hmm. But you can also watch us on YouTube if you want to be able to see kind of the presentations and the pictures that we're talking about. So can you see that there, Gary?
Yes, I sure can.
All right, perfect. So this one was one of the projects that we won. It was in the category of residential bathroom, $75,000 to $100,000, and this project cost was $90,000. So kind of right in the sweet spot of that entry. It was completed in June of this year, so it just got finished. And these clients, we have actually done, I think 6 or 7 projects for these clients. Great clients to work with. They've become just like family. And they finally were ready to invest in just them and a master suite for themselves. And so it's a really cool space, cool use of space. Here's the before picture showing a large tub deck.
Yeah, the tub deck with the step, back in
Yes.
the 80s when that was such a neat thing to have these steps going up to a tub deck, which is really one of the most unsafe things in the world. Trying to step into the tub from a higher surface on that step is crazy.
And a tile step at that. That does not, that sounds very slick. But yeah, they prioritized all these other projects over the years, and now they have their own little modern oasis. They really wanted to eliminate those unsafe, bulky steps and the tub deck, install a large shower and tub. They wanted to keep their tub, but also have a large shower, maximize the storage. And they really wanted it to be an impressive contemporary design. That was one of their main goals, is they really wanted a contemporary space, not something really traditional that you see every day, and a spa-like atmosphere. So the challenge was that their existing space really wasn't that large to accommodate everything on their wish list, especially the husband is quite tall, so the tub needed to be quite large to accommodate him. But you can see here, if you're watching along with us, that what we did was actually create a shower room, and the tub is in the shower room, which is really cool. It's a walk-in shower, all zero entry. It's a seamless tile throughout the whole bathroom. And it's really a large space, but has the wall come out and the glass go up so it stays nice and warm for a shower, and then also has the tub enclosed in that same space.
Yeah, it's very large. It's 8 feet wide, looks like, if I count the tiles across. And so a very large area, kind of a wet space, right? So it's almost a room that is a wet space.
Yeah, and something really cool too, you might notice at the bottom here is that it's got that linear drain. I don't know, is that the technical name for that, Gary?
I think so. Trench drain, yeah. So it goes clear across, and it's right up against the wall, so the whole floor slopes gently towards that trench drain.
Yeah, and that was actually one of the other big challenges with this project, was because the whole floor had to slope towards that drain, but we were also installing this really large tub that had to be flat. And so getting those two to kind of line up and work together, where it was angled enough to drain, but flat enough for the tub, and things like that. So there was a lot of challenges there.
And this was a dramatic change from their original floor plan. And also it was a very traditional theme before. So this is like a difference between night and day.
Yeah, I mean, we're showing here the before plan now, and the shower was extremely small before. It was kind of in the separate room with the toilet and the shower. But I believe the shower was only about 3 feet by 3 feet. It was kind of a square little cave-like shower. And it's actually now their linen closet.
Yeah.
So it was literally the size of a linen closet.
Yeah, shower sizes, it's amazing how time has changed how we look at that. Because, back in the early 80s, a shower didn't need to be very big. People just looked at it as purely a utilitarian type of a fixture. And they thought of the tub as more relaxing, but now it's completely opposite. Large showers, very luxurious showers with space, benches, overhead shower heads, all that stuff, body showers. The shower is the place of comfort now and of really taking care of yourself. Yeah,
absolutely. And so in the new plan, they were able to, like I said, move the shower over to where that large tub deck was, and then use the existing space as a nice little linen closet.
Absolutely.
And then just changing out.
We are right up against the break here, Jamie.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was having too much fun.
That's all right. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Dave Fox Home Remodeling Show. I'm Gary Demas, president of Dave Fox Design Build Remodelers, and Jamie Bronslavsky's here with me today. And Jamie, we're talking about the CotY Awards, the Contractor of the Year Award, presented by NARI. So we, right before the break, we were talking about a bathroom, and the price range on this bathroom was $75,000 to $100,000.
That's right.
Yep, that's a lot of money. People were thinking, "Oh my gosh, it must be quite a bathroom." And we said this one cost $90,000.
Yes, that's correct. This one was $90,000, and it is, it's interesting. Going for that really contemporary look can end up costing a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the dramatic change we made in the floor plan created a shower or wet space room with the tub and shower in it. It's a very large space. So it's a lot of work, but it's a room that you're in every single day. It's a very important room. You're showering, you want to enjoy that. It's a time of relaxation. I know, just getting in that shower, and I've got a rain head shower overhead, which I just absolutely love. And just walking under that is just such a feeling of relief and comfort, and I love doing it.
Yeah, and you figure it starts your every day. It's important to start your day off on the right foot, so to speak.
Yep. So for $90,000, you can do that.
Yeah. And so just continuing with this bathroom here, we did some digital renderings to help the client see the space and kind of understand some of the details that we'd be including in the space and the different selection options. And, even down to the sink that was chosen for this bathroom had a very modern and clean kind of reoccurring theme throughout everything, and every material was meticulously chosen to go along with that contemporary feeling that they were looking for. And then lighting was another, and storage. We'll start on storage here. Was a really big thing that they were lacking. They had a big vanity, but it had all cabinets, and they just weren't very effective for the storage. And then so relocating the shower and being able to use that as a linen closet. You can see here that it had its immense storage, great for towels and extra shampoo bottles and toiletries and things like that. And then in the vanity, the new vanity is now all drawers instead of cabinetry, which is honestly just much better storage solution in a bathroom. And then, the lighting was another really cool feature of this bathroom. The cabinets were lit underneath. They're floating cabinets, so they don't go all the way to the floor, which is a very contemporary look. It also makes the space feel bigger because you can see right under it. So those are lit underneath, which gives a really cool element when you're in the space. And then the glossy tile kind of is reflective, which is fun.
Yeah.
And then the mirror is actually also backlit, which is really cool.
Boy, that's a nice soft touch. And then the light fixtures too. Light fixtures today are such a design element, and it's just amazing. You can get some money put into light fixtures. I mean, they can get up there pretty high, but they are just, they're right out there, they're visible, and they're a huge design element in really nice bathrooms today.
Yeah, definitely. And these are really interesting. Typically in a bathroom, a traditional bathroom, you're seeing that vanity light right above the mirror. I would say 90% of bathrooms, that's where you see that vanity light. And these have two pendants light fixtures hanging that have three little bulbs kind of hanging down from them. And it's really dramatic and beautiful, but also creates really great light for getting ready. Yeah,
very unique, and it looks like these globes are just suspended in space. It looks like planets or something in the solar system. It's really cool. Yeah, they're very cool. But so it's just a great space. Another really cool thing that we did in this bathroom that kind of needs pointed out before you notice it, but there's no base trim or any trim. It's all, anywhere that there's trim, it's all Schluter, which is a unique. Very cool. Great. Okay, so what's our next project? So the next bathroom was even bigger. This one was a residential bathroom over 100,000. So this was Fasten your seatbelts, folks. That's a lot of money to invest in a bathroom, but my gosh, if you happen to be able to see these pictures, you'll see why. It's just incredible. Yeah, and this was a very large bathroom. When you think of bathroom, it's not initially what you think of in your head as something with this type of square footage. This is bigger than most kitchens, honestly. It's a very expansive space, and I think one of the main goals here with this project was to not only create a more functional space. There was some, even with all that square footage, the function just wasn't working for these clients. But also just create an escape. Being in the medical industry, both being doctors, it's long days, long hours that can be different. It's
sometimes when you're a doctor, you're being called in the middle of the night and things like that. And to be able to have a retreat to start that day, no matter what time of night it might be, I think is very important, and keeping that kind of psyche and things like that secure.
Sure.
This was another one that had a really large tub deck taking up a lot of space.
Yeah. As you were mentioning, really, Jamie, just the kind of the spa and retreat features of this bathroom. And you think of today's lifestyle, for whether you're doctors or professional people or, whatever you're doing, is our pace of life is so fast, and relieving stress is really an important part of our health and of our life. And there's no better place to do it than in a really nice bathroom that's got all the features, the comfort, creature comfort features. Heated floors are amazing. Great lighting, great shower, space. It's just a great stress reliever. I think everybody needs one of these. So just call us and we will do this for you.
Yeah, absolutely. This one had some really unique architectural details in the ceiling and soffits and things to work around, and had a very specific symmetry to the space over the windows. But that symmetry didn't continue around the rest of the bathroom. So it was a little challenging to kind of get it all tied in there. And so for this space, what we did was actually kind of played off that symmetry and built a wall out to keep it equal and keep it symmetrical along the windows, creating 2 vanities. And then this was a really unique feature, was putting the tub in the center of the room. You don't see that every day. So it's like an island in the middle of the room. It's this tub. It's a very cool tub, and everything's very black and white. But it's great. And we have that faucet coming up out of the floor. Looks very relaxing. Yeah.
And if you were going to, back in the old method of thinking back in the 80s, early 90s, where you're creating this big tub deck and all this, taking up all of the space, and the shower was not as important of a fixture. Well, now with this, everyone wants just a freestanding tub, and you're only using the size of the tub, period. So you're not taking up any extra space. So it gives you so much more versatility in the placement of a tub without impairing on a larger shower and larger vanity space or whatever else you need space for in a bathroom.
Yeah, absolutely. And so another really cool thing that we did in this bathroom was they actually had a steam shower before, and they loved having that steam shower, but the way it was done, it felt like a cave. It was very dark, very secluded. It was kind of walled off and had just a little entry. So we changed that to create one of the walls to be all glass. So now it feels very bright and light and open, but maintains that steam feature. Mm-hmm. I was actually talking to the client at this photo shoot, and she said that one of their fun things that they did during quarantine would they would all get in their robes and go sit in there in the steam. and, and it was just, a little afternoon calm.
Yeah, that can be very relaxing. I put a steam shower in my own shower a couple years ago, and after a workout, or if it's really cold outside and you just want to get warm and feel that comfort of warm steam and clear your nasal passages out, it's a great thing to do. Okay, so we are doing Contractor of the Year awards. Gary and Jamie here. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. And welcome back. I'm Gary Demas. Really glad to have you listening to the Dave Fox Home Remodeling Show this morning. And I've got Jamie here with me. And Jamie, we're going through the CotY Awards, the Contractor of the Year awards presented by NARI, the National Association of the Remodeling Industry. So we've been through 2 bathrooms, Jamie. One was in the $75,000 to $100,000 range. And then the last one we were looking at was a really huge, luxurious bath. It was over $100,000. And I know a lot of people are listening today thinking, oh my gosh, what on earth? That bathroom must be absolutely amazing. Well, they are.
It is.
And we are here to serve our clients, the people in the city of Columbus, and we're here to give them what they need. Not everybody needs a $100,000 bathroom. And we do many bathrooms, most of them that are under those budget ranges. So I don't want people to be scared to death thinking if they call Dave Fox, their bathroom is going to cost $120,000, right? It might,
Yeah,
if you
these are
want to.
I mean, if you figure these are the ones that we're entering for awards, these are going to be the ones that are special, extra special.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so what's next, Jamie?
All right. So next we actually have, this is a kitchen, but we entered this one under the residential addition category. It was a very small addition that made a huge impact. So this project was an old Upper Arlington house. It was a big house, but had an exceptionally small kitchen. It was about 80 square feet, which is very tiny. And, it just didn't function for this family. And they really wanted a bigger kitchen. They wanted better flow and entrance into the home. That was one of their other big complaints. They had a detached garage, and getting into the kitchen, carrying groceries, anything like that was a very long trek, and with nowhere to put their coats and bags and backpacks and things like that for their kids. So with just a little addition here, we were able to really transform their floor plan. Mm-hmm. We did a small addition off the back of the house. It actually consisted of being about the same size as the kitchen. So at about another 80, 85 square feet was added onto the home. We took over the existing formal dining room and created a back entry and a mudroom, brought their laundry up from the first floor, and then also opened up one of the walls that was closed to their formal living room. The formal living room was massive for this home in comparison, especially to the kitchen. So we were able to actually move their formal dining room into that formal living room space and have it be a shared living room, dining room space. So they didn't lose anything. And they just added a little bit. But the kitchen is actually 3.5 times the size of the original now. Wow. With just adding those 80 square feet.
Yeah. When you mentioned just adding a little bit of space can make such a huge transformation, that is so true. And even in a kitchen, if you add 2 feet, like sometimes we'll bump out a kitchen 2 or 3 feet, and it just revolutionizes the floor plan. Maybe they can get an island in there. So adding just a few feet can really make a huge difference in a plan. And as I'm talking here and thinking, we need to remind our listeners that you can go to davefoxradio.com, and there you can watch the video of this program. You can see the pictures of these projects we're talking about. So that's davefoxradio.com, and this will be titled probably CotY Awards of 2020.
Yeah, that sounds like a great title.
That's how you'll be able to find this video if you want to see some of these amazing projects.
Yeah, absolutely. And this one is truly remarkable. I mean, the use of space it just makes so much more sense than the original floor plan. I think, being this home being built in the 1930s, their goals and day-to-day experiences were so different. And the kitchen was not where you spent all your time like it is today. And that's clear in just even how the floor plan was arranged. But yeah, you can, if you're watching along with us here, you can kind of see from the detached garage, you used to have to walk all the way behind the house into the formal dining room, through the dinette, and then into the very small kitchen, or through the sitting room, up the stairs, and then into the kitchen. So there was no good way to get into the heart of the home. And so being able to adjust that to just walking in that back entry, having the mudroom there to drop, as a little drop station with mudroom built-ins and a laundry room, and then into your expansive kitchen is a big change. Yeah. So this was a great project. It's beautiful. Has a lot of, we were really able to keep true to a lot of the character of that 1930s home as well. So it's a fun project.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we're running out of time, so I got to move on to the next one here. All right. So this one was a kitchen, 100 to 150,000. These were also repeat clients. This is a new home for them, but a repeat client. They've done several projects with us. This was out in New Albany. They had this really large pillar in between their kitchen and their breakfast area, their dinette, their eating kitchen space, that just was in the way of everything. Entrance from the garage, entrance to the pantry. It was, no matter which way you turned, it seemed like it was in your way.
Yeah, not to mention the visual barrier.
Yeah, seriously. So that was a big part of the project. This one was actually intended to be a 2-phase project. The first phase was taking out that big pillar and rearranging the laundry room to be more of a true walk-in laundry room, mudroom area and entrance to the garage. Phase 2 was meant to be done a little bit down the road, maybe a year or two down the road. But right into the start of phase 1, coincidentally enough, they had a leak in their kitchen. And so phase 2 had to be sped up a little bit. And they were able to start that right in the middle of phase 1, which was nice that they initially had planned everything together so it would be a cohesive space. So a lot of the design planning was already done, which was really nice. We're looking at here now before picture. It was a beautiful kitchen even before. It just didn't function well for this family. And the space now without that pillar there, and just we turned the island, making that kitchen feel a lot larger. And just some really unique details. The two-tone cabinetry with the stained wood and the white, that's not something I've actually ever seen personally, at least not here in Columbus. It's really unique. And you can kind of see here, if you're looking at what that pillar looked like and how invasive it was. And when we took it out, how much better the view became. They had all sorts of problems and challenges with that beam, though. Taking that out was not an easy task.
Yeah, it's like in remodeling, pretty much anything is possible, but not everything is practical. And depending on the degree of complexity, like of structural issues, and also it's kind of a balance between how difficult and how expensive is it going to be, let's say, to remove that visual barrier and that just floor plan barrier. So you weigh that with the benefits of the new plan, and you really just have to evaluate, okay, is it worth investing that kind of a money for this change? And obviously in this case, the client said, yes, it's worth it. And the final pictures, I think, prove that. It's just an amazing space now.
Yeah, and I loved, part of the story I loved at this home is how much they customized the kitchen to the way that they live. Just things like having the snack drawer refrigerators for their kids to get into. On the other side of the island, if you're looking around with us here, these little drawers, there's 4 little 4-inch drawers, and each family member has their own little junk drawer.
Okay.
And it's just totally inconspicuous in the island. And I just love the details in this kitchen.
Yep. Sounds great. Okay, Jamie, well, thanks a lot for going through these projects with us. Again, it's the Contractor of the Year Awards through NARI, and we at Dave Fox have been fortunate enough to win at least one of these awards every year for every year that we've been entering them, which is well over 30 years. And in this recent round, we won four awards in different categories. And the competition is really amazing. Years ago, it didn't seem like we had as tough a competition as we do today. I mean, there's some great contractors in the Columbus area. So we appreciate everybody tuning in to the Dave Fox Home Remodeling Show. Again, you can reach us by email at info@davefox.com. Go to our website at davefox.com, or go to davefoxradio.com, and there you can listen to previously broadcast shows or look at videos of many of the shows that we put together. So again, thanks City of Columbus for listening. We'll be back next Sunday morning at 8.